saying I don't know in Japanese. We know that
知っていますか
means do you know, that
知っています。
means I know, and that
知りません。
means I don't know. Here are some examples.
この本を知っていますか大好きです。
The person asking this question isn't asking for information about the book. They know the book and they want to know if you know it too, if you've heard of it, or if you've read it.
知っています。
If you do know it, they'll probably ask what you thought of it.
どう思いましたか
And if you don't know it,
知りません。
they'll probably tell you something about it.
面白いですよ。
Here's another one.
明日テストです。知っていますか知っています。知りません。
Likewise, this person already knows that there's a test, and they want to know if you know too. They're not asking for information. Now, let's look at
わかりません。
we know that
わかりません。
means I don't understand, but did you know that you can also use
わかりません。
to say I don't know? When would you use it?
あの先生の名前知っていますか
Let's say someone asks you a question where they're asking for information. In this case, they don't know the teacher's name and they're hoping that you do know it so you can tell them. You could say,
知りません。
but unless you're talking to someone close to you, that's a bit abrupt. And if you're talking to someone senior, it could sound unhelpful or even unfriendly. A better response would be,
わかりません。
it sounds like you've had a think, but you just don't have that information. It sounds more helpful. Even more helpful sounding would be to add
ちょっと、
at the start.
ちょっとわかりません。
Adding
ちょっと、
softens the negative response, makes it sound a bit apologetic, and that makes it more polite. This is a good one to use with someone older than you, or if you're in customer service. Another context where we would reply wakarimasen if we don't know is when someone asks you something about yourself that you haven't decided on yet or you're not sure. In that case, reply wakarimasen.
明日何をしますかわかりません。
Saying I know in Japanese. Here's some bonus material to help you avoid accidentally offending anybody. So we know that
わかります。
means I understand, and we know that
知っています。
means I know. And we know that we have to use the shite imasu form.
知っています。
So what about,
わかっています。
can we say
わかっています。
to say I know or I understand? Well, yes and no. When you say
わかっています。
you're actually saying, yeah, I already know. And the message is, you don't have to keep telling me all the time. It's a little bit rude. A better response would be,
わかります。
or.
わかりました。
So, next time you're chatting in Japanese, remember that there are different ways of saying I know and I don't know. And depending on the context, not all of them are polite.